Greetings, sunshines and sunnies. It is I, Queen J Lotus Pimp Sunkiss, coming at y'all right quick, right fast, maybe, with a royale review for the Bernie Mac Show, Season 1, Episode 6. And the name of this episode is Here to Stay. So we are getting into Bernie Mac making keen adjustments to having his nieces and nephew staying with him, and basically him having to come to the acceptance of some things. And without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into the specificities of this episode. And we kick this episode out as we usually do with a confessional. Howsoever, we only get greeted with just the seats this time, but we can overhear that there is a commotion going on with the kids outside the door. And then the camera pans on over to Bernie standing at the door like he just entered and closed the door, and he is breathing a sigh of relief, honey, having been back into his safe haven, his man cave. Now he got some pills in his hand as well. I'm not sure exactly what those pills are for. They pain pills, allergy pills, or just his daily meds. But he got some pills in his hand. And he makes his way on over to his seat, sat down, and he like, baby, as you can see, the kids are running amok in the palace. They my guests. Y'all know I'm taking care of my sister's kids, but they is acting like they live here. Well, let me intervene real quick. Newsflash, buddy. They do live there. I know that you have it in your mind that it is a temporary thing. Howsoever, you might as well just go ahead and get used to the fact that they live there, because the circumstances at hand are going to require and are requiring that they live there, honey. And even if they was to go back to their mama when she get out of rehab or whatever, what have you, you know it ain't no guarantee that she gonna stick to her regimens. And either way, you got to make them their most comfortable while they are there amongst and still in discipline. So he does definitely have a task and a challenge on his hands. Bless his heart. So yeah, he felt like they is too comfortable. And he said, honey, y'all don't see me doing this. Y'all invite me up in y'all house every week. And might I add, thank you. But y'all see, I don't stay too long. I don't wear out my welcome. 21 minutes at the most. And I tell a few jokes and get the on. Well, sir, we see you through a TV show. Them kids is living with you. They is living with you. We get a percentage. They is there. Practically. Might as well say, they go to school and everything. But they is there 24/7. So, you know what I'm saying? You just got to get your mind right surrounding the circumstances. He leave us off in this confessional saying that it's a special saying in show business. You always leave them wanting more. And his issue is, these kids ain't leaving him wanting more. And baby, all that I done said concerning the situation thus far, I still don't blame him, because these are major adjustments. And he ain't getting the kids, straight up out the womb or whatever. He got kids that done had time to be a little seasoned by the earth. So they coming with baggage, Again, bless his heart. But we segue on to the next scenes. Bernie makes his way into the bathroom early morning, checks out his teeth, prepared to brush them, picks up his toothbrush and the toothpaste, prepared to drape the toothpaste over the toothbrush, and honey, is already wet, moist toothpaste residue droozing on down the toothbrush onto his hand. Now, baby, I would have freaked out, because I am quite squeamish, and other people's bodily fluids disgust me. My own bodily fluids tend to disgust me. So I would have been disgusted, beyond irritated. I probably would have screamed. But Bernie makes his way into the kitchen, toothbrush in hand, cup of water in hand to soak it. I hope it was boiled water, because I like to, if I'm going to soak my toothbrush, especially if somebody done used it, which I hate as well, because what is wrong with you, especially if by the time I get to it, it's still wet. But I'm grateful for the wetness, because I know that somebody done used it and I need to clean it. Anywho, I'm definitely going to boil me some water, put some baking soda in it, probably a little vinegar, depending on how I'm feeling. Drop that toothbrush on in there and let it sit until the water cool off. Then if the water cool off, I'm probably going to heat it back up. Well, make a new batch of water, that is. Make a new batch of water, sit it in there again, and deep scrub it after the fact. Anywho, goes in there, places the toothbrush in the water, says to Wanda, honey, somebody's been using my toothbrush. And she said, oh, yes, it was Brianna. He said Brianna got her own toothbrush, got Barney and stuff all over it. She said, yeah, but she saw me brushing my teeth and she wanted to use the big people's toothbrush. So what did you do, Brianna? Here, Brianna, baby girl. I used the big people toothbrush and now I got big people teeth. See? And Wanda talking about, you see, she was so cute. I just couldn't resist. And well, You know, she wasn't gonna use my toothbrush, well, of course, because you was using your own toothbrush, and you wasn't gonna want to let her use your toothbrush. You knew what you was doing, lady. But at the same time, I'm here for Wanda because she be showing her nurturing side when it's needed and making the kids very well comfortable and accommodated. And that is magnificent. House and never. They didn't clean that toothbrush off good at all. They didn't rank it off good, or Nathaniel knew you was doing something that was going to irritate Bernie and you didn't get ahead of it, Miss Lady. You know your husband. Get it together. Tighten up. And she said to him, it's okay, baby. You know you're going to soak it. You should have soaked it. Anywho, we segue to Bernie in the shower. And he's giving a whole rant. And this time, okay, this is kind of cool too, because he's actually having a confessional, but in the shower this time. I guess this gives us indication that a shower is also a place of refuge for Bernie. And I'm here for that, because I feel like for a lot of people like myself, the shower is a place of refuge. And he's going through his rant saying, you know, this might as well be Hotel Bernie, because everybody feels like everything is just complimentary. Need some soap? Go ahead and use Bernie's. It's here for your convenience. Need dental floss? Well, why not use Bernie's? It's complimentary. And last but surely not least, go ahead and use Bernie's bathroom. Use the toilet. It's all sparkly, tight, it's quick and clean for everybody's enjoyment. And leave it to Jordan to overhear his rant in the shower. Talking about some, thank you, Uncle Bernie. Over there using his toilet. Using it galore. Then gonna sit up and flush the toilet while he in there. Now, what is the determining factor surrounding whether or not flushing the toilet is going to make the water extra hot, or flushing the toilet is going to make the water go extra cold? Because I have experienced both, and I don't really understand the science of it. Now, I would have to assume that when Jordan flushed that toilet, Bernie got extra hot because he started hooping and hollering in a way that implied such. And I would have been ready to jump up out of there and go in and let half on your boy's big old head. And y'all know Jordan be doing little stuff to get up under Bernie's skin because he gets a kick out of Bernie going in on him. And I can't give Jordan too much because I myself get a little amusement out of getting a rise out of certain people. And there's certain people that get amusement out of getting a rise out of me. Now, I don't know what the psychology is behind that, but it's a real thing. Some people are just funny when they start going off. Like, for example, outside of Bernie Mac, because Bernie Mac is funny when he started going off, but K. Michelle is also somebody that's extra funny when she be snapping. And if I was cool with her or something, I sure would probably like have little pranky things that I would do to her just so I can get a laugh out of her cussing me out. Nothing too much, nothing too far. I wouldn't want to hurt her feelings or nothing to make her extra mad for real. I wouldn't want no beef with her. I love K. Michelle. But I would want to get a little kick, just a little kick of humor out of her roasting me. We then see Bernie going through his collection of magazines, looking for a specific one. We find out which specific one that is when he goes over to Nessa's bedroom, storms on in, and asks her, has she seen his sports action magazine? She don't hear him the first time because she got her headphones on. Yeah. Millennial shit. Absolutely. Anywho. So he take the headphones off of her and asks her again, have you seen my sports action magazine? She tried to deflect and say, baby, my door was closed. You just walk on up in here. He said, look. Have you seen my sports action magazine with the NFL preview cover on the front? She said, nah, she ain't seen it. But then he so happened to look up and over and see this quote unquote poster of Kobe Bryant up on her wall. And he gets to thinking, he like, okay, yeah, I see you selling right on in, making yourself at home. Got your pictures up. Look at that. Kobe Bryant. You like Kobe Bryant, huh? Like how he be swashing all on the court, doing them little Jordan-like moves, Yeah. And then he pulls the picture down, opens it up, and sees it is his sports action magazine. Nah. At least she didn't rip the page out, but he leaves out on her, telling her, see, when you try to play the teacher, you mess around and get schooled. Then we get another confessional from him, and he's going off. Like, look at this. It's my magazine. Collector's edition. Do you think she care? Absolutely not. I ain't getting no, can I borrow it? No type of questions asked. Everything's just up there for the taking. And this ain't hers. You know who this belongs to? Me, Bernie Mac. And then we get a little clip, you know, when they get to writing stuff in. And they say that it belongs to Dr. Knight DDS, whoever that is. But that's to indicate that Bernie probably took that magazine from somebody else himself. And he gets to comparing and cheering to pests like cockroaches and stuff. And he say, now, y'all think I'm exaggerating. Y'all think I'm doing too much, calling them pests and cockroaches and carrying on. But let me run it down to you. The parallels of the two species, okay? First off, both of them getting your food. And we see him going for his famous Amos cookies up in the cabinet. And ain't now piece of Nathaniel up in the tray. Baby, I'd be upset too because famous Amos is that boy. Them some good cookies. Any chocolate chip cookies that I would have in my domain. Baby, please do not touch them without my permission. I don't mind sharing, but baby, don't eat up my cookies because we gonna have to square up. His next example is both pests get up under your feet. And we see him getting up out the bed and stepping on baby girl's toys and carrying on. Now, honey, that's another thing that would tick me off. I can't stand mouth pain and I can't stand foot pain. Now, the good thing about my feet is that I'm very ticklish up under my feet. So it takes a lot to hurt my feet. Like, I done stepped on a stud earring and the little stud sticker part went through my foot and didn't even really hurt like something out. I just felt a slight tickle and I knew something had been inserted into my foot that should not have been there. And then once I recognized what was going on, I started to freak out. Howsoever, when I have stepped on things like Legos real hard and like other types of hard toys, of the child. So I feel his pain. That would piss me off. I've been and broke they stuff for real. God's still working on me. That's why I ain't got no kids yet, honey, okay? That's why I ain't got no kids yet. Because I'm going to have to get my nerves together for stuff like that. Now, the thing is, he actually did break whatever that toy was that he stepped on because he's a big old man. So he actually did break whatever that toy was. So I guess that's going to be a lesson for her. If you don't want your stuff getting broke, you going to have to learn how to clean up behind yourself when you get done playing with your toys. And then his third example is that both pests scatter when you turn the lights on. And we see him up in what seems to be the middle of the night going into the kitchen. He turned them lights on and baby, the kids go to scattering because they have been caught brown-fingered, chocolate-lipped it. In there eating his famous Amos. And he commits to going out just as I would be too. Get up out my cookies. Hands in here in the cookie jar, in the cookie tray. Get out of here. And y'all don't fret. I'm actually quite well with kids, you know. I'm actually very childlike myself. So my approach with kids is much more on a Michael Kyle from My Wife and Kids type standpoint. Nothing too serious. I'm loud. I'm very loud a lot of the time. And quite direct, but more like a child, not an aggressive monster. So me and the kids would likely have a good time even in the midst of my irritation and frustration. All the while noted, I'm a great babysitter. Come get your kids. I ain't ready for all that 24/7 stuff just yet. Come back and get your kids. I love them dearly, but in doses, okay? I'm still in my good youngest child syndrome. I'm the youngest child of my siblings, and I ain't ready to be required to share like something out for an extended period of time, you know? And as all state stands, they will be in good hands around me. All the while, come and get your kids on time. We'll then get back to another confessional with Bernie, and he's saying, yeah, you see, what we have here is an infestation of kids. Small, but if not careful, these kids could spread all over the house. Boy, you better be wrapping it up when you in there hanky-pankying with your wife. But he says it's come a time where he's got to draw the line. So then we flash to the kitchen, and he has a collection of snacks and drinks as well that he is literally drawing a line on, saying, see this right here? Look at that line right there. Look at that line right there. Now let me explain something to you. You can eat all the marshmallow puff you want down to this line, but you get down to this line, burn this puff. No more puff after that. It's enough puff. You done had enough puff. Eat all the puff you want until you get to that line. Peanut butter's a little different. I don't really like peanut butter like that, okay? I felt him on that. When you get down to this hill line, it's Bernie's butter. So with the peanut butter, they can have all they want until they get to the line, and after that, it's his. Now with the root beer, it's different, okay? Bernie gonna drink most of the root beer down to the line that he drew. Okay, now after that line, they can have what they want. And each container, the remainder up under the line is about 20% of the contents that is in there. Now, his attempt is understandable, and it's an attempt to teach them about boundaries, right? But the way he's going about it is not good. Not good for kids. It's also childish. Okay, it's a difference between childlike and childish. And what he's doing is childish, being the fact that it is rude with an obvious lack of emotional intelligence. This type of implementation enforces to the kids, reinforces to the kids that they are not wanted. It reinforces it because it's likely something that they done already felt and already feel off the backs of the situation that they're going through with their mama. Not to mention where their daddy's at. Okay, so it's too much consistency here with them having to be bopping around from here and there and constantly having this experience and feeling that don't nobody want them. Everybody's just tolerating them, if not abandoning them. And Wanda steps in at the right time and pulls him on out into the hallway and says, look, these kids are not your roommates. Exactly. Because that is something that you would do with a roommate that you just tolerating because y'all got to pay bills together in order to survive. And Bernie is adamant, expressing his frustrations like, look, I'm just trying to teach them some boundaries and show them to stop eating up all of my stuff. And Wanda says, okay, well, look. You want to be childish about it? I'm going to draw some lines of my own. And she takes his marker and draws a line around herself, specifically around her lower waist, and tells him that until you get some sense about yourself and stop treating these kids like they are renters, everything below this line, her lower waistline, that is off limits to you. And this brings us to another confessional where Bernie is pouting and throwing a little tantrum, saying, what you mean? That's supposed to be my puff. That's supposed to be mine. How she just gonna try to take it away like that? This ain't right. This ain't fair. But it's okay. It's okay. Because Bernie's strong. Bernie can hold out. Then we flash back to the scene with her walking away. And they put the little writing up there, said, kissing all that goodbye. Kissing all that goodbye. It could be see you later, though. Just see you later. You get your act together. And it don't take him that long to get it together, because we then get another confessional of him having an epiphany of sorts. Talking about he done came to a realization. He been doing a lot of thinking and had a revelation. Them kids ain't his house guests. They his family. And he think family should be treated like family. And he looks over to the left, and there is Wanda standing over his shoulder, just like I knew she would. And he continues on talking about now he see the error of his ways. And now he looks up to God saying, he okay. You don't have to take this walk with me, God. I've got faith. He gets up and hugs and kisses Wanda. And she said, I told you, baby, you could do it. Now I got something for you. A whole mess, I tell you. A whole mess. But they get into the hanky-panky of it all. But we pick back up with Bernie at the grocery store with the kids. And he telling them, now look, don't be up here trying to buy up the whole store. I came in here to get snacks. Everybody get one snack apiece. And right before he can even get the words out good, they is throwing in snack after package, after mascara, after telescope. And he got to reel them in, baby. No. Put this back, back it up. Back it up. Now listen, I brought y'all up in here for snacks. This here toy is not a snack. This mascara is not a snack. Baby girl want to put juice in the little toy water gun. No, we're not doing that. That's wasteful. You gonna drink the juice out the gun? No, we're not doing that, ma'am. Bad representation. We're not doing that. Then Jordan come around the corner with this big old box of telescope. And Bernie tell him to put it back. He said, but I need it. He said, baby, you need it. I ain't buying that argument. He said, he want to see the stars. He said, baby, you gonna see stars. So clearly they are very overzealous, which is understandable. They are kids. They are also coming from an impoverished background and has been spearheaded into this more privileged and provided for background, okay, and lifestyle. So they like, why not? You got it. What's the problem? Understandably so. It's just they're gonna have to learn a lesson that one of the ways that Bernie got it is through moderation. But he is also taking it like, he's not really considering where they coming from type shit. And he just steady pressing into their head, look, I brought y'all in here for snacks. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but y'all gonna have to back it up. And that allows us to cut to later on that night. They sitting around the table preparing for dinner. Wanda ain't made it in yet. And he's explaining to them, I want to be able to take y'all to the store without the risk of having a coronary infection. Now, I don't know exactly what that is, but evidently it is something health related, something that would compromise his health. But darling, they ain't thinking about all that. They're just thinking about getting what they can get and what they want. But in the process of him going through that, Wanda does walk in and she got a big old pizza. Here for it, girl, here for it. And I love the way that they implement Wanda's duality. She's not the stereotypical doting housewife. She's not even like the way that Jay is on My Wife and Kids. Because Jay spent years, at least, when we pick up on My Wife and Kids, Jay has spent years being just an housewife. And by the time it picks up with the show's duration, she is just now getting back into working and trying to find the balance of upkeeping her quote unquote housewife duties and being a working woman. So Jay will go to work and work all them hours and then go home and fix a full course meal and do laundry and whatever what have you. And at certain moments, she'll crack the whip up under Michael and be like, baby, I need some help. And or, honey, you're going to have to take us out to eat tonight because I ain't cooking. Okay? But there's still a whole lot of enforcing upon Jay and her trying to essentially bend herself into a pretzel to be able to work, and nurture, which, can be a good thing. But what I love about Wanda's thing here is she ain't ashamed to go to work. You know what I'm saying? We see her masculine traits show through when she's very about her business, about the bag, about the numbers of it all. She have her moments where she struggles with the emotional consideration when it comes to Bernie and certain things. And then also, like a working man, usually how we see working men depicted, they'll come in with a pizza. Much like she has done here. She comes in with a pizza. But also, she goes over and gets the placemat, sets the table, gets everybody nice and comfortable and accommodated, and fixes plates and all of that. Like, I love the way that they display Wanda's duality, because we also see her be very emotionally considerate and nurturing to the kids all at the same time. And it's definitely no slight to any of the other wives in general in real life, and or the wives that we have seen depicted on different shows and sitcoms. It's just something very unique about Wanda's characterization and the way that they display her functionality as a wife and aunt/mother, in the words of Marlo Hampton, her being a Muntie, a wife, and a working woman. I love the display. I love it. It's just, like I said, very unique, the way they characterized her and the way that they display it. Bernie goes on telling them that they don't understand the value of $1. Of course not. And so he says he's going to teach them. And therefore, he decided to give them an allowance. Baby girl is excited, like, we get money, yeah. And he like, nah, you ain't just getting money, you gonna work for it. I'm giving y'all chores. At the end of every week, y'all gonna get $5. You ain't gonna have to ask me or Aunt Wanda for money or Nathaniel. Y'all gonna be working for it. Now come on, let's dig into this pizza and let's eat. Now the next morning, he goes about breaking it down to him. He done made a chore wheel out of what looks like a pie crust pan. But it's okay. He's using what he got to get what he wants. And on that particular chore wheel, he has it marked off that it is Vanessa's responsibility to do the dishes and Jordan's responsibility to take the trash out to the end of the curb. He said, just doing the trash, but Jordan is allergic to dust, bless his heart, so he just gonna be responsible for taking the garbage to the curb. And baby girl wanna know what her duty is. He said, look, you gonna make the beds every morning, and I wanna make sure that you give me that award-winning smile a couple of times a day. Now you make sure you save up for tomorrow, okay? Save some of that smile for tomorrow. Now hand your dish on over to Nessa so that she can wash it. And of course, Nessa is not excited about being responsible for the dishes, and I don't blame her, because who be excited to do dishes? Definitely not fun. It ain't as bad as being responsible to clean the toilet, but it's a little close to it. And people who enjoy washing dishes scare me. Now, if you apply for a job to be a dishwasher, then perhaps you just got to do what you got to do, okay? Get how you live. Use what you got to get what you want. But child, I'm just going to let you know I ain't the one. Now, okay, we do it because we got to, right? But if that dishwasher is available, the electronic one that is, gonna pop them things on in the dishwasher and call it a day. Bernie is certainly excited because he's like, okay, baby, we got a system. We got some structure. And it starts off so far so good. We see Nessa and Jordan in there doing the dishes. Nessa washing them. Jordan is drying them. And baby girl got a little duty of putting them up, stacking them, preparing them to be put up in the cabinets and wherever else that they supposed to go. But the girl got butterfingers, honey. She done dropped one of the plates on the floor and broke them. So now they got to halt in the middle of that process and help baby girl clean it up. And they do a very good job of that. Baby girl holds the bag. Nessa is sweeping, and Jordan is doing the extra scooping with the dustpan. We then see them exercising teamwork in order to get the trash done. Nessa got her bag, Jordan got him a bag, and baby girl got her a little bag, and they're taking it on now. We then get Nessa doing the laundry, bless her heart. She picking up baby girl stuff, she picking up her own stuff, and then she got to pick up Jordan's dirty drawers up off the floor. Po thing. But so far, so good. Like I said, so far, so good. We didn't see them get their compensation. And baby girl has her little baby girl moment upset that it looks like Jordan got more money than her just because Jordan got $5 in ones and baby girl got a $5 bill. So Bernie just goes ahead and switches it out like he'll get it good. But then, child, 1 week later, Wanda is having to rush on over to Bernie and wake him up because it's garbage truck day and the trash has not been taken out. And the garbage man is outside to pick up the things. So Bernie got to rush in to the kids, see what is going on. They is oversleeping. They ain't trying to hear nothing he talking about. He like, why the trash ain't get taken out? Jordan talking about, I don't know. What you mean you don't know? You want your money, don't you? And Nessa talking about she want hers. Well, baby, y'all best to get it up. And their room is looking a complete and total mess. Now, granted, they all in there, stuffed in there together. So it's only so clean they gonna be able to keep it consistently. Howsoever, there are some things going on up in there that is completely unacceptable, like that week old ice cream sitting alongside on the floor halfway up under the bed. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey, no jam. And Bernie is not having it. Baby, what even type of ice cream it is unidentifiable what flavor the ice cream is. No ma'am. So he like, where's the choy wheel? Nessa said they threw it out. Why would you throw it out? You went and snatched it up off the refrigerator and threw it out? That sounds intentional to me. He said, no, this is supposed to be consistent for y'all to do this every day. Nessa talking about, you should have told us. Now, Nessa, girl. Shout out to Funky Dineva, just how they ended up tying together like that. But Nessa, girl, I know you lying. I know you did not. You old enough to be able to decipher that Bernie expected y'all to do that consistently. Especially if you claim you want your money the way that you claim you do. So stop the madness. But yeah, she's talking about, you should have told us you expected us to do that consistently. And And he said, baby, it's off me to tell y'all anything with the smell that's going on up in here. Ooh, child. And then they got a growing boy up in there. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard a lot of folks that got boys that say when they get to a certain age, like their feet start to smell a certain way. They start exuding some type of smell or something. I don't know what that's about, but I'm just wondering if that would be a factor in a situation like this as well. Besides that, we go ice cream sitting up in there. Spoiled milk. No. But Bernie is going off. He is disgusted. And he like, we got to get this cleaned up. Y'all need to get up, start cleaning. Let's go. Come on. And Jordan is like, no, because Bernie is reaching up under the bed. And I know something you don't. I know something you could never know. Shout out to Jada Hope, because she uses that soundbite on her videos. And I love when she do. I don't know where that clip comes from, but I know it from Jada Hope when she do her catfish videos. It'd be so funny. But yeah, it just came to me impulsively because I felt like it applied here. Because Jordan knows something he don't. Jordan knows something he's about to know. Because he reaches up under there and Jordan then went and bought that telescope that he was trying to get in the first place. And Bernie is perturbed, disturbed, shocked, and a nigga named Paul. Because he said, you sit right there. Don't you go nowhere. Where you get this from? Okay? And Jordan says, I got it from you. You're playing games, shawty. You're playing games. He said, I'm going to ask you one more time where you get this from. I ain't give you no money to buy this. He said, yes, you did. When I give you some money to buy this? Bernie had done gave him money to go get his inhaler and other medicines that he's supposed to have, okay? And he get up there to the pharmacist lady, asking her, because she asked him, did he want the supreme versions of his medicine or the generic version? And he gets to asking her what's the difference, and she tell him that the generic version is just $8. So he like, okay, cool, I'm gonna just get the generic. And he had a good bit of money in his hand, honey, so he slapped a 10 up there on the table and then keep the rest for himself, which he apparently bought that telescope with. Baby, the age-old trick of making a way to keep the change, which can be a double-edged sword. Howsoever, it's also a form of finessing. And again, finessing is a double-edged sword because it's good, savory ways to finesse, but this is an unsavory way that he finessed. One, because it involves his health. Two, because Bernie sent him with a specific task. And now me, I'm gonna make sure before, hey, can I keep the change if there's anything left over? Okay. Jordan evidently did not do that. 2, Bernie told him, don't be fooling around with that telescope. He already told him he cannot get that telescope. Okay? And you don't know if Bernie would have wanted to use that money for something else. You know what I'm saying? All this and that. So again, Jordan failed to check in and see, hey, is this okay? Again, this is concerning Jordan's health. He got the generic version, and he's allergic to everything. So ain't no telling what the difference could be in the generic version that Jordan mess around and have some type of reaction to, and he end up in the hospital. Then that's more money got to be spent on the boy. So yeah, he fucked up. He fucked up with the finesse. But Nessa is kind of to the side, giving him props for his little trickery-dickery doc of it all. But Bernie is not playing. Bernie is not thinking that this is funny. And I hate to, you know what I'm saying, bog down on him, but in this case, this is a lesson to be learned. And Nessa is like, you just mad because he plays you. Why wouldn't he be mad that he got played, Nessa? Don't victim blame, shouty. Don't victim blame. Because why wouldn't he be mad? Anybody would be mad about being played. You don't sign up to be played. No, ma'am. You just mad that he took his Kobe Bryant poster, quote unquote, back, which was actually his Sports Action magazine that you had done took. You just mad. Nah, you just mad. And Bernie's like, don't try to flip this on me. Let's call it what it is. He stole. He stole from Bernie Mac. And low-key, high-key, he did. And he do have to learn, you know what I'm saying? It's a time, a place, and a way to do things like that. Because if he make a habit of doing that, that can get way out of hand. And he can mess around and do that to the wrong person, where he'll have way worse, shout out to Future, responses to his actions. So yeah, it's easy to not take it that serious, but in a way, it is that serious. And y'all know how I feel about stealing. Stealing is a serious matter. You have to nip that in the bud quick, because it can go to further extremes real quick. Now we get another confession of Bernie where he is like, look, y'all think I want to punish the boy? I don't want to punish the boy, okay? But it's got to be done. And to tell you the truth, it's going to hurt me more than it hurts him. Then he catch himself and is like, not really. That ain't totally true. But regardless to the fact, I got to do it. Like, what you think? He can't be just sitting around here getting over on me, playing all these games and think it's okay? Absolutely not. He got to learn right from wrong. And what he did was wrong. So the punishment ball is rolling, as it should. But we segue to another scene with him and Wanda. And evidently he done told Jordan that he can't have no TV privileges for a month. And Wanda feel like he being too hard on him. Now, I kind of got to agree, because a month is a good while. I feel like that's a bit of extra dip on the chip, you know? I would say no TV for a week and no sweets. I wouldn't let him have no desserts, no sugary snacks, things like that. Probably no game privileges, right? You want to play? I'm taking away your games, okay? Period. Play too much as it is. And Wanda says, well, baby, how would your daddy have approached this situation? And Bernie says, well, his daddy had a non-confrontational approach. I ain't trying to go get milk on the boy. I ain't trying to go get a pack of cigarettes on the boy. You feel me? And if you don't understand that reference, his daddy would have abandoned him. So, yeah. But that does add some depth to Bernie's challenge here, because he didn't have that many adults to look for examples in. He had Big Mama, but Big Mama would have beat him and took him to church. Times have changed, and these kids are different. So he gonna have to be real differently different. Shout out to old girl that do the nasty food reactions. And your boy is having to be differently different, working from a very limited slate. So, gotta give Bernie some understanding and compassion here too. It's good that he got a good support system in his wife, because of course, we can't expect the kids to really offer him that type of consideration. Because they kids. That ain't their responsibility. They have to learn consideration and compassion and things in different ways, which is essentially the task at hand. How to teach them consideration and compassion without making them feel responsible for the adults. All the while not making them feel like burdens to the adults. With all that said, Bernie puts his foot down because he ain't walking out on her and the kids. You know? He ain't finna do that. So what he got is what he got, and he gonna have to put his dick on the table and let it be what it is. And now we pick back up with them at dinner. And I believe they are segueing into dessert. They haven't gotten to dessert yet. And therefore, Jordan has been sent on off to his room. Nessa is picking over her food. And Bernie is like, go ahead, let it get cool because you still gonna have to eat it. Period. And Wanda says you could at least let him have dessert before you sent him off to his room. And Bernie says, well, he should have bought some cookies when we went on that spending spree. Nessa pipes up and says he did. Bernie said, what you say? Huh? She said, nothing, Warden. Bless her heart. And he goes ahead and sends her to the room too. She says, better than listening to you. And she storms off like she do. He get up and pipes on up right behind her, talking about, fine, you just keep walking. You gone up in there with your brother right now. And stay with him, Nessa. She closed the door. And he storms on in after. Now, why she got in the bed with her shoes on, I don't know. But that would have been another issue for me and her. Because, baby, get up out this bed with them tensor shoes on. Or go wash this here comforter. Rich and I. But that's just me. I got a few OCD tendencies. Just a few. And one of them is having a pet peeve of folks getting in the bed with their shoes on. And she didn't even mindfully keep, like, she wasn't trying to, like, she wasn't trying to have no modesty about the way she got in the bed with the shoes on. Just got in the bed with the shoes on willy-nilly. All up in the bed with the shoes on. Bottom of the shoes, touching the sheets and everything. Just, okay, let me stop focusing on that because it is disturbing my spirit. Anywho. Bernie makes this a point to start going completely in, and he is indeed having a bitch fit. He is. And Nessa is having her own little bitch fit. And baby girl comes in trying to speak her case or whatever. I guess this is her toddler-esque way of trying to mend fences and smooth out the tension of the energy that is going on. But Bernie tells her, you go get your brother, bring him in here, because I got some things to say. And baby girl goes on to go find Jordan, because he sure ain't in there. But Nessa is yelling out, I hate it here. I hate it here. He say, ain't nobody keeping you. You can leave. As a matter of fact, I pack your bags for you. Where you want to go? Monte Carlo, Central Pack. Better pack real heavy, because I heard it's real chilly down there. And he's going on and on saying, I don't know what's wrong with your kids. I give you everything, but you just want it all. You want some more. You want the moon and the stars and the mountains too. Nah. It's pretty easy to see why he would have that perspective. But he's also like, as much as he wants them to be considerate of him, he's acting like a child. Because he is not being considerate of the fact, like, he is only hearing the surface of what they're saying. He's not thinking about what's not being said. Such as, Nessa yelling out that she hates it there is indication that she is just having some struggles with adjustment. Okay, this is a new space for her. It ain't at all what she's used to. And again, they are testing him as well. After having so many experiences of abuse, abandonment, and neglect, they are testing him to see how committed he truly is to being patient with them and sticking it out with them. So him going on this whole spiel and being so quick to dismiss and packing up bags and saying you can go and all of that is really just enforcing and reinforcing the PTSD of it all that they already got. And that being said, baby girl runs in talking about she can't find Jordan. She done looked everywhere and ain't been able to find him nowhere. So a little later, Bernie done been outside looking for him, looking around the yard and all this and that, and still ain't been able to find him. Couldn't find him in the cellar, couldn't find him nowhere. Wanda said, I found his medicine. So wherever he at, he ain't even take his medicine with him. He like, oh shit. So ain't no telling what could be going on with this boy and what could happen to him while he out there beyond anybody else doing something to him. The boy ain't got his medicine. He's sickly. He allergic to everything. He could have been passed out anywhere. Child, a mess. So anxiety is high. Baby girl is concerned. Is Jordan gone? Nah, baby girl, he ain't gone. It ain't only been 10 minutes. He can't be gone too far. Everything's fine. He's still around. Okay, honey. Now, Nelsa is also out sitting to the side, pretty silent, but you can see through her body language and her facial expressions and everything that she is concerned as well, because Nelsa has been the parent to her siblings all of this time. So on top of her feeling like, oh shit, what's going on with my brother, she's also having like a maternal response to this situation as well. And that's a lot to have on a child. Now, after Nessa storms out, like she do, we get a quick confession from Bernie, and he like, what's wrong, child? Was I too hard on him? Yes. And he said, what was I thinking, punishing the boy like that, huh? No, he can't live without TV. He just a boy. He just a child. Why didn't you stop me, America? Nah, it's a double-edged sword. Because, like I said, in certain ways, Bernie was hard on him. He was throwing a bitch fit of many different variations and levels. Howsoever, the boy did need to be punished. And it is a difficult situation and task where Bernie is at. Like he said, he don't know what he's doing for real. He's literally doing the best that he can. And also, in a normal child's case, it'd been like, it is what it is, right? But with these kids, and like I said, the trauma, the PTSD, okay, it is more of a process. It is way more tricky when it comes to disciplining them because they are easily triggered more than the regular, degular, schmegular child. And more than if they would have, birthed these kids themselves and raised them from their birth. So it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation, because if he had took it lightly, that could set up a pattern of bad behavior that turns into worse behavior and turns the little boy into a sociopathic menace to society. And on the other hand, we end up in this situation where he's trying to discipline them. And like I said, Bernie was lacking consideration and compassion for the types of kids that he was dealing with. So, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Because he did need to be disciplined and punished, receive consequences for his actions. And you can't just let him use his trauma as an excuse and justification for bad behavior and to be getting away with every little thing. So yeah, honey. Tisk. What would you do if you were in this situation? How would you find the middle ground, the balance of it all when it comes to disciplining the kids and Jordan specifically in this situation? Drop it in the comments. But they get all rounded up into the truck to go around and look for the boy. And as they get loaded up into the truck, Bernie goes over to Nessa and start low-key, high-key picking a fight with her, talking about, where you think the boy at? Think, Nessa, think. Where you think he at? Nessa like, I don't know. Why you asking me? I don't know where he at. He said, you ought to know something. Think. Why you won't just use your brain? And she like, look, I ain't the one that caused them to run away. He said, it ain't my fault either. He the one that stole. He brought this on himself. Wanda has to reel them in and say, look, what y'all are doing is not helping at all. Bernie insists on picking at this girl, talking about, yeah, Nessa, it ain't helping. This ain't helping. And she says, well, I'm sorry, Guardian. And you know what that reminds me of? Holiday Heart. I'm sorry, Holiday. And we get another quick confessional from Bernie as he reflects on Nessa calling him Guardian. And he feeling some type of way. They got him in his fifis. And he just accepting the fact that he deserve it. He says she right. But he know one thing. He gonna tell us later, though, because he got to go find that boy. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So they stopped by the pharmacy to see if the pharmaceutical lady done seen him, if he done been by there. She said, no, he ain't been there. She look concerned, though, too. She look concerned. That's good. He got people that care about him out in the world. They then going by the convenience stores and asking folks if they done seen him. They ain't seen him either, child. They got to head on now. So they pull up to what looks to be some sort of playground. I don't know if it's the school that he go to. They trying to see if he got over there to just kick it on the playground or something. They don't see him over there, so they head out of there too. But they still keeping up hope. Still worried, but still keeping up hope. So it looked like they heading back to the house, and they see a little boy walking that looks like Jordan from behind. But I could have told them that this wasn't Jordan because the back of his head ain't big enough. But yeah, so Bernie is just sure that this is Jordan, that this little boy is Jordan. And he yells out to him, come on, boy, get in this car. Boy turn around and holds up his fist to him like, because I'm about that life. I'm about that action. You want to square up, fool? So somebody raised him halfway right on the stranger danger tip. However, little boy, what you thought you was going to do with that big old man? You was going to get folded like a pretzel. No, sir. But child, Wanda is stressed and depressed because they like, where is this boy at? But they start pulling on up to the house after riding in silence for a little bit. And Bernie says, I never meant for this to happen. You know that. I meant well. I love y'all. I love all you kids. Every last one of you. Every piece of you. If anything happened to y'all, he'd die. And then, as they pulling up to the house, they like, wait a minute. They see this little light. They see this little speck of things going on top of the roof. And they say, wait a minute. That's Jordan. That's Jordan. And they can't hardly see good what he doing. But Bernie starts yelling now, Jordan boy, I'm sorry, I know I was hard on you, but don't go all out like this, okay? This boy got a rifle. He think Jordan got a rifle, about to go snipes on the folks. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. It ain't too out the way that he would think that, because Jordan do kind of give that aesthetic, and he does kind of give that nature. Like a couple of the things that he into, he ain't all the way screwed tight like somebody. And I have expressed in past reviews that while it's not totally said directly, Jordan is symbolically the crack baby. So yeah, no offense to nobody, but certain traits and things are more likely when people are born with defects, such as being born with certain substances in their system. Okay, the processing is not all the way stable, but this ain't the fact for Jordan. He just got the telescope. Okay, it ain't a rifle. He ain't going Grand Theft Auto on your boys. It's just a telescope. So Bernie goes on up there where he at, and Sis Byman's like, "What you doing?" And Jordan looks frustrated, and he's like, "I can't see it. I can't see it." And Bernie's like, "What you mean? We've been worried sick about you. What are you talking about? What are you trying to see?" And he say, "I can't see the Sears Tower." Oh. And Bernie said, "The Sears Tower? That's in Chicago." Yeah. And he said, "Yeah, I know. I wanted to see home. I thought I'd be able to see my home from here." And Bernie's like, "Damn. You want to see your home where you come from. You homesick. You miss your mama." Then we get a quick confessional from Bernie, and he's having a realization, a real revelation. Like, damn, here I am thinking these kids just spoiled, ungrateful, and entitled. And they homesick, depressed at it. Having a hard time dealing with the adjustments, just as I am, but probably a little worse. They up here want to go back to the hood, and as stupid and crazy as that sounds, I got to understand. He said those beautiful, stupid kids. I love them. And he flashed back, talking to Jordan, saying, sometimes I miss your mama too. But your mama needs for you to be here right now. And I know sometimes I make you feel like you in the way, like you ain't want it, getting on my nerves and carrying on. And that's wrong, Jordan. My bad. As long as you here, I want you to feel like you at home. Because we family. And family needs to be at home. With each other, you understand? Come on, son, let's go inside. And Jordan asked him, "Can I watch TV?" And he said, "Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you be able to watch TV?" And this was quite a tear-jerker moment. This is one of the moments where we see Bernie Mac cry. I think this is the first time in the show that we get tears from Bernie. And I love when the ebbs and flows of highs and lows are handled with such delicacy, because they definitely earned this moment. And we have seen Bernie be super resistant to the process. We've seen him be super tested by the process. We've also seen moments where he softens himself up to go with the flow, but we hadn't ever seen him brought to this level of heartfelt tenderness, and him relating to Jordan. Because ordinarily, too, any other time, he'd be telling Jordan, "Stop that crying. You got to be a man." But here, we ain't getting none of that. He completely met Jordan where he was at and related to him wholeheartedly. And we love to see it. We need these moments, especially so we can have examples. We need more examples of this, honestly, especially in modern day. We need more examples of young boys, young men being able to not only cry and show emotion, but cry and show emotion amongst each other without being judged by each other, without being teased and taunted and emotionally suppressed by each other, okay? Leaning on each other wholeheartedly. We need to see that, and especially as it concerns father figures and son figures. They uncle and nephew, but Bernie is being his father, and Jordan might as well be his son. Okay? But they gotta do what they gotta do. And this is beautiful. And so sweet to see, too, that Jordan wanted the telescope because he thought that he would be able to see all the way home. That is so sweet and so sad. And to expound on the point of what Bernie was saying about it being so beautifully stupid that they homesick and want to go back to the projects, to the hood and all that. It would sound crazy, right? To somebody who doesn't understand or have any type of experience, and that doesn't have the capacity to exercise empathy and things of that nature. But it's simply what they're used to. Humans are creatures of habit. and they were used to what they were used to. And they've been itching and needing for some stability. So, yeah, it's great that they in a better circumstance. But also, if they're in a better materialistic circumstance and still being treated like burdens, then of course they would feel like they might as well be in the hood because they're in a quote unquote better circumstance that they're not even allowed to enjoy. So it's like they are steady living a lifestyle of window shopping where they live. Like, can you imagine what that feels like? Fucked up. Now, there's a little moment here where, of course, Jordan asks, okay, they're going in the house, can I watch TV? And there seems to be an instant switch when he realizes that he can watch TV. Now, we know that Jordan be with the trickery dickery doc of it all. But I don't think Jordan did all of this just to watch TV. I think that in the moment, it occurred to him that Bernie was, feeling some empathy for him and meeting him on his level. So he saw an opportunity and he took it, as a child would. Now, I would go ahead and oblige him and let him watch TV because clearly he done had a rough night. Perhaps he's had enough of his punishment and all of that and dealing with Bernie and his mood swings and tantrums. So I would oblige him. They go ahead and go in the house and start watching TV as a family. So cute. And as they're watching TV, they're eating ice cream, and Jordan is, I guess, getting a brain freeze, looking crazy and stuff. And they like, what's wrong with you? He like, it's cold. And Bernie having a smart aleck moment, and it's like, yeah, of course it's cold. It's ice cream. Like, what you mean? And non-verbally, he's communicating to Wanda that he feels like Jordan is soft. He say that often, that Jordan is soft. And Wanda responds non-verbally, no, he's not. Like, leave him alone. Bernie like, yes, he is. And Wanda said, be nice. So out loud, Bernie yells out to Jordan, duh. Like, duh, it's ice cream. Of course, it's cold. Then we get a final confessional from Bernie. And he like, there you have it, America. I don't know what to say. But this confessional is interrupted by Nessa walking in and giving him a really big, nice hug. And we're all shocked, and a nigga named Paul. And Bernie says, what's that for? What's all this for? And she said, for finding my brother. And he said, oh, Nessa. He tried to hug her again. And she's like, no touchy, no touchy. And walks off. And Bernie said, look, I will never understand that child. Ever. And it fades to black, and it goes off. And this is a very good and strong episode. I think it fits into the box as one of my faves. And child, I done said everything that I had to say as far as commentary as I went through the review. And I hope that's good enough for you. And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I'm thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless my comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in all ways, light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.